What if I told you that you could wield some serious AI power with just a single command? I'm talking like casting a magic spell. Well, today we're going to open up that spell book and show you exactly how it's done. All right, let's kick things off with a bit of a brain teaser. Picture this. You've got a machine that's pretty good at telling if a movie review is positive or negative. Okay, simple enough, right? But what happens if you throw it a curveball? What if you ask it to use labels it's never seen before, like masterpiece or just okay, without giving it any new training? How in the world could it possibly figure that out? It really does feel like a magic trick, doesn't it? Well, stick around, because we're about to pull back the curtain and show you how it works. So how is this even possible? Let's get right to it. It's time to go behind the curtain and take a look at something called the pipeline. This is what makes it all happen. Okay, so meet your brand new AI magic wand. It's called the pipeline function. Seriously, this thing is the absolute easiest way to tap into the power of the Transformers library. Why? Because it takes care of all the messy, complicated stuff in the background for you. It's like the perfect connector. It hooks up a super powerful model to all the right processing steps so you can just get straight to the good stuff, the results. So this magic we keep talking about, it's really just a super slick three-step process. Here's how it goes. First, whatever text you give it gets pre-processed. Basically, it's translated into a language the model can actually understand. Step 2, that input gets fed into the model. And finally, step 3, the model's raw prediction gets post-processed back into something a human can easily read. That's it. Simple, clean, and just unbelievably effective. Okay, so now that we know how the magic wand works, it's time to have some fun. Let's cast a few AI spells and really see what this pipeline can do. This is where things get really cool. And here it is, the solution to that puzzle from the beginning. You see, the old way of doing things was painful. You'd have to train a model for every single new label you wanted to use. But the zero-shot classification pipeline, it's a total game changer. It lets you classify text using literally any labels you can think of, and it does it instantly. That's how it gets masterpiece right out of the box. It's just a whole new level of flexibility. All right, our next spell is all about identification. It's called Named Entity Recognition, or NER for short. And think of it like a smart highlighter. Its whole job is to scan a chunk of text and automatically pull out the important stuff, like people's names, company names, and locations. So let's take this simple sentence here and feed it into our NER pipeline. Let's see what it finds. And boom, just like that, it correctly flags Sylvain as a person and Brooklyn as a location. But check this out. The really cool part is how it groups hugging and face together as a single organization. This is so important. It shows the model understands context. It's not just looking at individual words in isolation. Okay, next up, we've got a spell that pretty much every student, researcher, or anyone who has to read a lot wishes they had. It's summarization. This pipeline can take a huge wall of text and just magically shrink it down to only the most important bits. So just for fun, we're going to feed the pipeline its own definition. This sentence here is 36 words long, so the question is, can it summarize itself? Let's find out. And there you go. Perfect. It slashed the word count by more than half, going from 36 words all the way down to 16. And it didn't lose the main point at all. And what's really useful is that you can actually tell it how long you want the summary to be, which makes it an insanely efficient tool. All right, now for what I think is one of the most exciting spells of all, creation. See, instead of just analyzing text that already exists, this pipeline can generate brand new text. You just give it a little nudge, a prompt, and it finishes your sentence or your paragraph. Think of it like the autocomplete on your phone, but on a whole other level. So let's give it this simple, open-ended prompt right here and just see where the model wants to go with it. And would you look at that, a totally coherent, perfectly relevant sentence. And again, you have control. You can set the length you want, and you can even ask it to generate a few different options for you to pick from. This is where the creative possibilities just explode. Now, so far, we've been talking all about text, but this magic wand is way more versatile than that. The technology underneath all of this, the transformer model, is a true jack of all trades. So let's take a quick peek beyond just words. I mean, this same core technology can handle a really breathtaking range of stuff. Of course, it works with text for things like translation, but it also works with images. It can classify what's in a picture or even detect specific objects. It works with audio, doing both speech to text and text to speech. And it can even handle multimodal tasks, which is just a fancy way of saying it can work across different types of media, like looking at an image and writing a text description for it. It's incredible. So we've seen the magic, we've learned some of the spells, and now it's your turn to be the magician. Let's talk about the Model Hub, because that's where you're going to find all of these amazing tools. Welcome to the Model Hub. Think of it like a massive public library of AI spells. We're talking millions of pre-trained models, all ready for you to use, right now. And they're all contributed by this huge global community of developers and researchers. Whatever you're trying to do, there's probably a spell for it here. Seriously. You need text generation? It's there. Translation? Yep. Question answering? You bet. Even stuff like classifying audio and images, you are almost guaranteed to find a pre-trained model on the hub that can help you out. And you know what the best part is? The barrier to entry is basically zero. You don't have to download anything, you don't have to install anything to just start playing around. You can test out millions of these models right in your web browser using what's called the inference widget. It is the perfect way to kick the tires and see what a model can do before you decide to use it in your own project. So the tools, the models, the knowledge, it's all out there and it's accessible to literally everyone. The spellbook is wide open. Which really just leaves us with one last question. Now that you've seen the magic and you know exactly where to find the spellbook, what are you going to create?